and welcome to Dukascopy TV. Now, as a citizen of a country, this can give us quite a lot of benefits, but in some cases it can hold us back too. However, what if you were to have a second citizenship? Would it make things easier or harder? Well, a man who knows all about this is in the studio with me today, Rene Philippe from offshorepremium.com. Rene, welcome.
Thank you, Thomas, for your invitation.
Now, why would I want a second citizenship?
There are many reasons why you would want a second citizenship. The first reason and the main reason is you don't want to be at the mercy of only one government. Because put it this way, most people don't know about this, but most countries own passport. You don't own your passport. Your country owns your passport. He can give it to you, he can take it back. Just look at the example of Mr. Snowden, for whom I do not have any sympathy. He boarded a plane in Hong Kong. He had a US passport. He arrived in Moscow. He didn't have a passport anymore. This happened to him. This can happen to you as well.
Okay, so that's kind of the main key area of having a second citizenship. Okay, so obviously, let's say I have this second citizenship. There are a few benefits that go along with that, but there are different types of passport, aren't there, that go along with this citizenship? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yes, you have in terms of passport, we use the code name, which is black, white, and grey passport. Mm-hmm. A black passport, basically, it's a stolen passport that has been modified or a counterfeited passport. You just don't want to touch these kind of things, I mean.
And that would presumably come from a black market?
Yes, black market, but it's some things you just don't want to touch, touch it. Then you have what we call grey or discretionary citizenship. Basically, grey citizenship, it's a citizenship which you can obtain in a country that does not have an economical citizenship program. There are some countries where you can obtain a passport through local connection. Okay. The best example would be French actor Gérard Depardieu. He obtained a Russian passport in 3 weeks. And he obtained this passport because of local connection.
Okay, and that was presumably falls under the discretionary passport.
Yes, that's a discretionary passport. Alors, the advantage of the discretionary passport is, first, you don't need to invest or to do a donation into the country where you received your passport. The second advantage, it can be done very quickly. In the case of Mr. Depardieu, it was done in 3 weeks. Normal, it takes 2 months.
And that was basically based on who you know, really, in that respect.
Then you have what we call white citizenship or economical citizenship. This is, you have country which constitution and law provides that foreign citizen can apply and obtain local citizenship for good consideration of an investment or a donation. So depending on which country you are applying to, the donation can be $100,000 US, $250,000, €1 million. It depends.
Okay. So can I get a second citizenship and then a second passport too?
Yes, actually, when you we are talking about passport, but actually you cannot get a passport without the citizenship. Mm-hmm. Okay, there is one country which is actually renting his passport. It's Panama, where you can get what they call a travel passport, but it's actually expensive, and you are still a citizen from your country, and there is no point to it.
Okay, so you definitely need to have a second citizenship to have the second passport.
Yes, of course. Normally you cannot have a passport without citizenship.
Okay, that makes sense. Finally, Rene, if you were to suggest, I don't know, the best passport for me, or the most sort of beneficial passport or citizenship, what would you recommend?
Basically, it will all depend of why you need a second passport. If you need a second passport for the comfort, for the security of your family, you can definitively go for the Bulgarian passport. It will permit you and your family to live wherever you want in Europe, to work, to study. You are a European citizen. And Europe is not an economical power anymore, but it's a safe place to be. If you need a passport to travel, you can go, for example, Commonwealth of Dominica or St. Kitts. You have between 100 to 120 countries where you can go without a visa: UK, Canada, Schengen. And everywhere there is no Commonwealth or St. Kitts embassy, which is nearly everywhere, you benefit of the diplomatic protection of the British Foreign Office.
That's a lot of places to go without a visa.
Yes. Then, imagine you are a US citizen, and today it's a very big problem for you to open a bank account overseas. Then, what you can do is apply for a discretionary citizenship, which will allow you to have a passport from another country which does not show the fact that you were born in the US, and you can use then this passport to open bank account wherever you want.
Does that also apply for extradition? I mean, if I had a dual citizenship and there was a passport that essentially showed that, hid or almost that I was born in a particular country, and a country wanted to extradite me for, say, a crime or something like that, are you saying that with a dual citizenship that would really, really help me to stop being extradited to that country?
But it depends, because if you have a country which does not extradite its own citizen, you are a citizen of this country and you live in this country, then technically you could not be extradited. But there is one remark I want to do, is most countries where people want to apply for a second citizenship will require a blank criminal record. Okay, they will check the criminal background of the applicant, whether it's a white citizenship or a grey citizenship. We always do a due diligence of the customer before.
Okay, Rene, I'll have to leave it there. It's a fascinating subject. We could talk about this for a long time, but thank you for coming into the studio today.
I thank you for your invitation.
Okay, that's all for the moment here on Dukascopy TV. Stay with us though. We'll continue to bring you updates and interviews throughout the day. But for now, from me, bye-bye.